Hey there and welcome back to XCOM. My name is Pete and today we complete another episode of our XCOM Enemy Within Ironman Impossible walkthrough. In the last episode we completed another abduction mission in Australia in a city that is apparently pronounced Brisbane and not Brisbane, as I have learned in the comments section of that video. Now, we also cut that last episode a bit short because I was afraid the next mission would pop up before we finish any of our other projects. Today we'll see if that's actually the case, but before we jump in, one more small thing. I have noticed in the comments of the last video that some of you were a bit disappointed that the video was slightly shorter than usual and that you had to wait a while for it to be released. And while I fully understand that disappointment, I am afraid that my upload schedule will remain this way for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and you will have to be a bit patient for a while longer. I have already talked about this in my latest channel update videos, so I'll keep it brief. The month of May is a pretty busy one for me. I'm traveling a lot for work and I'm actually spending a good third of the month on the road or in various hotels. During that time, I don't really have any means to record or otherwise work on my videos, which is why things are a bit slow at the moment. However, that is only temporary, so don't worry. Once summer comes around, you should be able to enjoy my content a bit more regularly again. I just wanted to mention that real quick so that you know what's going on. And with that being said, let's begin today's episode and start scanning and see what comes up first.
Commander, we've got another contact. The signature is a little bigger this time, though.
Alright, we made contact with a medium-sized UFO in Argentina. This means it's going to be a little harder to shoot it down than the small UFOs we had so far, but normally a single interceptor should be able to take care of things.
Bangs out.
Alright, close call, one more hit and our fighter would have been gone, but luckily we downed the UFO before that happens. The fighter can now return for repairs and we can send our squad to investigate the crash site.
Breaking news at this hour. Reports from around the globe indicate a shift in the alien phenomena now affecting cities worldwide. We're now receiving word of outright attacks.
Looks like they've changed their tactics. But why? Why do this?
It's a message to the entire world that nothing can stop them.
Some of you may find this footage disturbing. We will provide continuing updates as this story unfolds.
Okay, so just as our fighter returns home, we have an alien terror mission appear as well. The aliens are now attacking South Africa, and this time they're not just going for a few abductions. We definitely have enough time to take care of both missions, but we'll take the terror mission first, because that one is likely going to be a lot harder, and we need the absolute best our squad has to offer. Having someone get injured in the UFO mission is too much of a risk to do that one first, in my opinion. Having to switch out one of our high-level soldiers with an inexperienced one could very well end in disaster, so we'll take our Elite 6 and launch the mission.
We have visual on the mission site, setting down.
We're heading to South Africa for this one, and we need to get down there fast. We've gotten reports of alien activity taking place in a densely populated urban center. We should move to secure the area and minimize further civilian casualties.
Central, this is Big Sky. Confirm signal uplink. Strike team is in position near the terror site. Awaiting confirmation.
Solid copy, Big Sky. Strike 1 has been given the green light. Your highest priority is to protect those civilians.
Right, so we have arrived at the terror site, and our objectives for this one are a bit different than usual. The key objective in this mission is to rescue civilians, and that is also what those numbers in the top right corner are about. In total, there are 18 civilians on this map, and we can rescue them by simply moving close to them, which will increase the green number on the top right. However, the aliens will do their best to kill some civilians on each turn, adding to the red number. The more civilians we rescue, the better our rating for this mission becomes, and with a better rating we also receive a higher panic reduction at the end of the mission. A conventional strategy of taking it slow is not really suitable for this mission, because if we do that, the aliens will have enough time to kill civilian after civilian, leaving us with only a handful to rescue. To get the absolute best rating possible, we need to rescue at least 14 of the 18 civilians on this map, and that is going to be really tough. Now, to get us started, we will use Chrysalids and his battle scanner again. We'll move him as close to the building as we can and then throw the battle scanner down the alley to our right. That does not reveal any hostiles, but another civilian near the car over here. Speaking of civilians, we can now rescue our first one with Emilia, who can dash to the pillar right outside of the building.
You're good to go. Now move.
As you can see in the top right corner, we have now saved one civilian, and luckily Emilia did not reveal any enemies either. And that means we can move up the rest of our squad as well. Adam will stay out of cover as long as we have no hostiles present, while Andrea can already secure the second civilian by dashing over to the car right here.
You're clear. Go.
Sniper George Teasdale joins her and also moves up as far as he can, while Heavy Jang dashes into half cover between Emilia, Adam and Chrysalids. On the aliens' turn then, we spot a group of floaters up on the rooftop, very inconvenient as they have the height advantage, and you can hear it here, the aliens have just killed the first civilian. They will do that on almost every turn, sometimes killing only one, sometimes two, sometimes even more, and to prevent it we have to be aggressive enough to have the aliens focus on us, and even that is not always guaranteed to work. But let's get back to the floaters for now. One of them has moved out of sight, but the other two are still visible and close enough together so that we could kill them off with a rocket. However, we will likely need some of the rockets later in the mission, so let's do this the old-fashioned way and send up Emilia. If she can't get the kill, then we still have a few backup options.
Headed there now. Contact.
On her way up, she unfortunately reveals another floater nest, and we want to keep their positions in mind here, but for now, let's stay focused on the first group. Emilia has a high percentage shot, so let's see if that's enough to get the kill. Sadly not, the floater survives with only one hit point, but there is no need to panic. Sniper Wargal is close by and has a decent chance to hit with his laser pistol, but let's move him a bit closer before we take the shot. Alright, that's the first floater down. For number 2, we now send it over to our other sniper, George Teasdale, who has a good chance to land a headshot, which could get us another kill. And he does land the shot. Unfortunately though, the floater once again barely survives, so now we have to send up Adam with run and gun to finish the job, although a shot from the pistol should be enough to do that. Wonderful, he earns a promotion and also detects the third floater, but for now we can only hope that the half cover that Adam and Emilia are in is enough to keep them safe. Now, time for that second group of floaters. As you might remember, 2 of them did move over to the corner right next to the door here. We can't see them at the moment, but they are there. However, not for long, as we can now have Shoji Jang send a rocket their way, while making sure not to hit the civilian hidden next to the bench.
Stand clear.
And here we are, that's a lovely double kill, reducing this group by 2 members as well. The last floater is now hiding somewhere further in the back, and for now there is nothing we can do about that, so let's simply move our other heavy a bit closer to the action to end our turn. With 2 of its comrades down, the floater on top of the building retreats out of our line of sight, killing no civilians on its turn. The one downstairs, however, is not so kind and goes for the kill, and as you can see in the corner, somewhere on the map another alien just killed 1 additional civilian. With 3 of them dead, we can only afford to lose 1 more if we want the best rating, and the achievement that comes along with it, so let's keep up the pressure. With Emilia, we pursue the first floater and move into full cover. We now have a visual, but our chance to hit is not great. Still, we are more likely to hit than to miss, so let's take the shot, otherwise the floater might continue to kill civilians on the next turn. And Emilia lands the shot for 4 points of damage, once again however not enough to get the kill. Luckily, we also have Adam up here, so let's move him a bit closer. A grenade would get the guaranteed kill, but unfortunately the alien is out of range. His laser pistol is more accurate than the shotgun over distance, but once again the chance is not great. However, we can slightly increase the odds by firing twice with rapid fire. This decreases the chance for each individual shot, but taken together we have about a 70% chance to hit. And shot number 2 gets the all-important kill, leaving us with only one enemy that has been activated. And maybe we can get that one to shift its focus on us as well, so let's dash Andrea into full cover closer to the left side of the building, where we can, conveniently enough, also rescue another civilian. The floater is now revealed, but we can't fire with Andrea anymore, and the rest of the squad is also too far away to do any damage. For that reason, we can send Sniper Teasdale into an overwatching position, while Heavy Zhang dashes behind the counter and into half cover. Chrysalids remains outside of the building and keeps his pistol equipped to also go on overwatch, and that ends our turn. The aliens then reveal another group and we meet a brand new type of enemy, the Chrysalid. We'll talk a bit more about them in a moment. For now we can watch them draw reaction shots from our 2 snipers, although only Chrysalids is able to find his target. 2 of the Chrysalids then take a position near the stairs, while the third one rushes up to our heavy. To make matters worse, we also have a zombie join the party, an enemy who was once a harmless civilian, but who got killed by a Chrysalid. And on top of all that, the floater outside of the building kills its next civilian as well, so at this point it would be really good not to lose any more of them. Before we now continue with our turn, let's quickly talk about the 2 new types of enemies we're facing. The Chrysalid is a deadly melee unit, unable to land any ranged attacks, but very quick and very dangerous when it gets close. It also has 8 hit points, so it can withstand a rocket blast. However, it never uses cover, so landing shots is not all too hard. Also, when a Chrysalid kills a human, either a civilian or a soldier, that human will become a zombie on the next turn, as we can see here. Zombies have a massive 14 hit points, and their melee attack is even more powerful than that of a Chrysalid, but they are also very slow and they can't cover much ground, making them relatively easy to avoid. We still want to take this one out fairly quickly, because after 3 turns, a zombie will turn into a new Chrysalid. Now, our most pressing issue is the Chrysalid that is engaged with Heavy Zhang here. Shoji himself can land a guaranteed hit, so let's do that, as his holo-targeting ability also gives aim bonuses to all other soldiers. 5 points of damage are great, but we have to get the kill here, so let's switch to Chrysalids. His pistol is guaranteed to hit, but we need 3 points of damage to do that, so a single shot might not be enough. His sniper rifle, however, does suffer from an aim penalty because of the close proximity, but holo-targeting kind of makes up for that, so we now have a decent 81% chance to hit, and the sniper is guaranteed to do at least 3 points of damage. Statistically, this is the better option, and it pays off, as we can see here. This still leaves us with 2 Chrysalids that need to be taken out on this turn, otherwise we will likely see some deaths, so let's do some heavy damage with Andrea and her rocket launcher.
Launching. Rocket wide.
Now, rockets can miss, and this one does not quite land where it was supposed to. It misses the zombie entirely, but luckily still hits the Chrysalids, killing the one that Chrysalids hit earlier. With large parts of the wall blown to pieces, we now also have a clear line of fire with George, so let's take aim at the other Chrysalid. That one has priority over the zombie.
Dead and gone.
Right, so now we have to do something a little risky. As I mentioned, we don't want to lose another civilian, but we also can't kill the floater on this turn because neither Emilia nor Adam can reach it. What we can do, however, is rescue the 2 civilians closest to it so that it doesn't have a target. Without a civilian in close proximity, the floater is unlikely to move long distances to find another one, so this approach should not get anyone killed. It puts Emilia and Adam into danger though, especially Adam is not in a great position here. The zombie is not even the problem, it won't be able to reach Adam, but the floater is very close by. As expected, the zombie then heads straight for Adam, and once it gets within 4 tiles, Adam's close combat specialist ability automatically triggers a reaction shot. I admit I kinda forgot about that and should have switched to the shotgun before moving him to get the most out of it. The shot from the pistol meanwhile goes wide. The floater then also moves over, but luckily uses both of its movement actions to do that, so Adam is now flanked, but won't get shot at. At this point, it is also pretty safe to assume that these are the final two enemies on the map, so let's try to get rid of them as well. The floater definitely has priority, so let's send Emilia over, rescue a civilian in the process, and then take aim at the flanked enemy. Wonderful, with a critical hit Emilia gets the kill, and we can now focus on the zombie. We still have one turn before it turns into a Chrysalid, but we should be able to get the kill right here. Before we do anything with Adam though, we can fire a shredder rocket with Andrea, and we'll aim it carefully so that it hits the zombie, but not Adam. The zombie loses 4 hit points and takes increased damage from all sources now, but we'll play it safe just to be sure. Before he takes his shot, Adam can disengage and move to a spot where the zombie can't attack him, before he then uses rapid fire with his shotgun to hopefully get the kill.
Excellent work. All objectives complete.
And indeed, 2 critical hits from Adam work wrap up our very first terror mission, and we unlock the As a Scalpel achievement. This first terror mission is generally the best suited one for that. They only get harder as time progresses, 3 alien nests are in fact very few. The next one will be substantially more challenging.
I'm glad to see our troops aren't hesitating to wipe out the aliens. I guess I shouldn't have expected any mercy.
Back in the base, we receive promotions for Emilia, Chrysalids, and Adam, so let's get to it and promote Emilia to Captain. As usual, we have 2 abilities to choose from, Dense Smoke and Combat Drugs. Dense Smoke further increases the utility of smoke grenades, giving them a hefty plus 40 defense bonus, the equivalent of full cover. Combat Drugs meanwhile also affects smoke grenades, but is a bit more offensive-minded, as it gives a bonus to will and critical hit chance to all units in the cloud. Since I prefer to use smoke grenades as a defensive power, we will therefore go with Dense Smoke. Even combined with only half cover, this makes units incredibly hard to hit and should increase our survival chances. Chrysalids meanwhile gets promoted to Major, and that means he receives the Low Profile ability, another defensive-minded power that makes half cover count as full. Pretty straightforward, but also pretty damn useful for a squad-side sniper. Adam also reaches the rank of Major and receives the Extra Conditioning ability, which gives him a small health bonus that gradually increases the heavier his armor becomes. For now, he's only wearing light body armor, so the bonus is only 1 hit point, but it can grow as big as 4 hit points with some of the heavier armors in the game. For completing this mission, we also receive a few weapon fragments and corpses, including our first 3 Chrysalid corpses. Because we saved 14 civilians, we just managed to receive the excellent rating for this mission, and that means we get panic reductions both in South Africa itself and in all other African countries.
We will be in touch, Commander.
I'm sure the troops will be eager to get out there and even up the body count.
A quick stop in the Situation Room confirms it. Technically, we have just received a 5-point reduction in South Africa, but the game can't go lower than Panic Level 1, so since South Africa was at Level 3 before, the reward was displayed as a 2-point reduction. 2 points is also the reduction for all other countries on the continent, which brings them all back down to the minimum panic level of 1, meaning they can now all safely take an abduction mission, even though only Egypt can actually spawn one, as the other 2 countries already have satellites. So, here we are now, and our next mission is already laid out for us. We don't even have to scan to receive it. The UFO we shot down earlier is still waiting for us to investigate, so that is what we'll do in the next episode. I can't exactly say when that one will go up. Maybe I can pre-record something before I start my trip to the US in a few days, but if that is not the case, then I'm afraid you'll have to be a bit patient. But I hope you understand that these videos take a bit of time, and I also hope that you still enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course subscribe to stay up to date, or you can check out and maybe pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.